Welcome to another part of the frozen wonder, Antarctica. Today we are going to explore remaining part of it. Then for what we are waiting for, let's go. First we will understand what is ATS, as it was promised in part 1. Oh yes, going further in the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel. The Antarctic Treaty System is a legal framework that governs Antarctica, the continent at the southernmost part of the Earth. It was signed on December 1, 1959, by 12 countries that had been involved in scientific research in Antarctica. Today, there are 54 countries that are parties to the treaty system. Here are some key facts about the Antarctic Treaty System which has protected Antarctica. At first, objectives of ATS. The objectives of the treaty system are to ensure that Antarctica is used for peaceful purposes and that scientific research is conducted there freely. The treaty system also aims to protect the continent's environment, to promote international cooperation in scientific research, and to facilitate the exchange of scientific information. Its key principles. The key principles of the Antarctic Treaty System include the prohibition of military activities and the establishment of a demilitarized zone. The freedom of scientific research. The prohibition of nuclear explosions and the disposal of nuclear waste. The protection of the environment. And the peaceful settlement of disputes. Meetings held between treaty-signed countries. The countries that are parties to the treaty system meet every year at the Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting, ATCM. At the ATCM, decisions are made on matters such as environmental protection, scientific research, and tourism. Agreements signed by countries' dignitaries. The treaty system includes several agreements, including the Protocol on Environmental Protection to the Antarctic Treaty, which sets out measures to protect the Antarctic environment, and the Convention for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, which establishes a framework for the conservation and management of marine resources in the Southern Ocean. Observers of ATCM, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and intergovernmental organizations, IGOs, can also participate in the ATCM as observers. They are allowed to participate in the discussions but do not have a vote. Importance of ATS. The Antarctic Treaty System is considered one of the most successful international agreements ever created. It has helped to ensure that Antarctica remains a place of peaceful scientific research and has set an important precedent for international cooperation in other areas. Overall, the Antarctic Treaty System has played a crucial role in promoting international cooperation and protecting the unique environment of Antarctica. The treaty system serves as a model for how countries can work together to address common challenges and protect the planet's natural resources. Now we explore other remaining things that lesser known to us. During the Cold War, Antarctica was a strategically important region for the Soviet Union, and the country conducted a series of expeditions to the continent in order to establish a presence and conduct scientific research. While these expeditions are well known in Russia, they have received relatively little attention in the West. In this video, we will explore some of the key facts and details about the Soviet expeditions to Antarctica. One of the earliest Soviet expeditions to Antarctica was launched in 1955, led by Mikhail Somov. The expedition established the first Soviet research station on the continent, called Mirny, which is still in operation today. The station was named after the ship that transported the expedition team to Antarctica, which in turn was named after a Russian word for peaceful. Over the years, the Soviet Union launched several other expeditions to Antarctica, with a particular focus on conducting scientific research. The country established several research stations on the continent, including Novolazarevskaya, Vostok, and Molodezhnya. These stations conducted research in fields such as glaciology, meteorology, and geology, among others. One notable achievement of the Soviet expeditions to Antarctica was the discovery of Lake Vostok, a subglacial lake that is one of the largest freshwater reservoirs on Earth. The lake had been hidden beneath the ice for millions of years, and the Soviet team used a combination of drilling and thermal melting to access it. The discovery of Lake Vostok has opened up new avenues for scientific research into the history of the Earth's climate and the possibility of life in extreme environments. The Soviet expeditions to Antarctica were not without their challenges and setbacks. For example, in 1985, a fire broke out at the Vostok station, causing significant damage and loss of life. However, despite these challenges, the Soviet Union continued to maintain a presence on the continent until the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Today, Russia continues to maintain several research stations in Antarctica, and the country remains an important player in the region. By exploring the history of the Soviet expeditions to Antarctica, we has gained a better understanding of the scientific discoveries and geopolitical dynamics that have shaped this remote and inhospitable continent. Despite the historical perception of Antarctica as a male-dominated field, there have been many women who have played important roles in Antarctic expeditions. Here are few of many women who contributed. In 1935, Caroline Michelson became the first woman to set foot on Antarctica when she accompanied her husband on a Norwegian whaling expedition. In the 1950s, New Zealand scientist Mary Darby became one of the first women to conduct research on Antarctica. She studied the feeding habits of Adelie penguins and became an expert in their behavior. In 1969, American geologist Lois Jones became the first woman to spend a winter on Antarctica. She conducted research on glacial geology and seismic activity. In the 1980s, British scientist Jane Francis conducted research on the geology of Antarctica, studying the continent's past climate and tectonic history. She later became the director of the British Antarctic Survey. In 1993, American researcher Ellen Mosley Thompson became the first woman to lead a research expedition to Antarctica. She studied ice cores to learn more about the continent's climate history. In 2020, a team of women scientists led by Kirsty Jones-Williams became the largest all-female expedition to Antarctica. They conducted research on climate change and the impact of plastic pollution on the continent. These are just a few of the many women who have played important roles in Antarctic expeditions. From scientists to explorers to support staff, women have made significant contributions to our understanding of Antarctica and its unique environment. Despite its harsh environment, Antarctica is home to hundreds of species of plants, insects, and other organisms. Studying these organisms can provide insights into how life might exist on other planets. Here are some wonder creatures residing in Antarctica even in harsh conditions. Antarctic krill are small crustaceans that are a crucial food source for many larger animals in the Southern Ocean. Scientists are studying the genetics of krill to learn more about how they have adapted to life in extreme cold and dark conditions. Mosses and lichens are some of the only plants that can survive in Antarctica. Scientists are studying the unique adaptations of these plants to learn more about how life can persist in such harsh conditions. The tardigrade, also known as a water bear, is a microscopic animal that can survive in extreme environments, including the cold temperatures and dry conditions found in Antarctica. Scientists are studying the genetics of tardigrades to learn more about how they are able to survive in such harsh conditions. Insects such as springtails and midges are some of the only animals that can survive year-round in Antarctica. Scientists are studying the adaptations of these insects to learn more about how they have adapted to the extreme cold. Studying these and other organisms in Antarctica can provide valuable insights into how life might exist on other planets, particularly those that have extreme environmental conditions. By studying the adaptations and genetic mechanisms of these organisms, scientists can better understand how life can persist in even the harshest of environments. At last, how we conserve and protect the frozen wonder, the Antarctica. So, some measures must be taken, otherwise soon the Antarctica will die. After that our planet Mother Earth will. I hope you all have understood what the problem is and what its remedies are. Then the time has come to take action fastly with immediate effects. And thus, this is enough stuff for today. The time has come to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. And also don't forget like, share and subscribe. See you soon. Until then, take care, and love you all.